Hi friends, welcome to Morning Elms. Join me in this vlog as I go record shopping, I visit different coffee shops, and then unhaul some books as well. It's Saturday morning. My fiance is visiting her cousin this weekend. I thought I'd go to my favorite local coffee shop. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen a lot of their coffee cups in my Reels videos. But I figured I'd go there, maybe do a little reading, get some coffee, get some breakfast, and then later in the day I think I'm going to film a video for YouTube and then go to my favorite record store in town as well. This is the book I'm currently reading. It's called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and it's by Gabrielle Zevin, and I'm really loving it. I'm about a little less than a quarter of the way through, and it just seems like a really good book about friendship. There's two main characters that become friends in childhood and they bond over video games, and they meet again later in life. They have a falling out and they meet again later in life while they're in university, and they sort of decide to build a game together, and that's kind of where I'm at. But I'm just loving the style. Very I don't know, I like a lot of kind of slice of life stories, like books by Elizabeth Strout and Murakami, even though he ventures a little more into magical realism. But this is really up my alley, and I could tell it's going to be a beautiful story about friendship between these two characters. So I'm really looking forward to checking this out more. And just a beautiful cover. This is probably, I think this came out this year, and I have a feeling it's going to be one of my favorite reads of the year so far. So looking forward to diving a little bit more into this one.
Hey, Dolly. Hey, dolls. I love you. I love you.
Oh, that's enough. All right, so I just got my coffee, and they had this sweet potato casserole latte, and it was incredible. Maybe the best drink I've ever had there. Doesn't really taste like sweet potato. I mean, like a subtle hint, but these spices, however this thing is spiced, produced, I don't know, it's incredible. But I'm very happy to kickstart my day with this. All right, so I'm back at the apartment. I'm gonna take a little break, and then I'm gonna film my October record haul video, which will already be live by the time this particular video is posted. So check that out if you haven't. And then I'm gonna hit the record store, so stay tuned.
Hey, sweet pea. I love you. Hey, can you look at me? Hey, can you look at me? No? You won't even... There we go. Hi, I love you.
All right, so I just wrapped up making one of my videos, probably one of my favorite videos I've made yet. I really enjoyed it. Let me show you just a little bit behind the scenes here. So this is the setup that you've seen in my videos before. It's a little bit of a pain because I have to kind of take out chairs and bring my computer out here just to get a good backdrop, because I don't really have one otherwise. Here's the backdrop you always see. But I have to bring my laptop out, and then I have to bring an audio interface to record through the microphone. It's a little bit of a pain. Hopefully, maybe one day if we get a new place, I can have a more of a place where I could just kind of, that's mostly set up and I can just kind of get in front of and make a video. But for now, this is doing the job. And I think this is a neat backdrop. But I have to kind of push the coffee table out. I have to bring the chairs over. And it is a little bit of a process, but it's worth it. This room also gets some pretty good light. So this is just where I shoot my videos, and where you always see me. All right, now I'm finally heading to the record store. Alrighty, so just got out of the record store. For early November, it's just an absolute gorgeous day. It's pretty warm. So I got some pretty good pickups. I will elaborate when I get home. Alright, so I got a pretty good haul. The first thing I picked up, and this is mostly just because of one song, I got Mariah Carey, Unplugged. The reason I got this is because I love the performance of Emotions, which is such a killer song, and Mariah's vocals are amazing. She hits these high notes. It's incredible. So I don't know if I've heard any of the other songs on this one or the whole set in general, but I'm looking forward to playing it. And even if I don't like some of the other songs, that performance of Emotions is just so memorable to me. So I won't regret purchasing this. And then the next two I actually talked on a previous video where I talked about some of the music I had been listening to. And this is sort of my process. So I start off listening to music on streaming services, and then if I like it, I end up purchasing it. So I got Matthew Halsall? I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it is Color Yes. And just a beautiful, cool jazz album. It has a lot of autumnal vibes. A very good listen in the fall. Matthew is a trumpet player, but there's also saxophone, harp, piano, bass, drums on this as well. They released it back in 2009, I believe, but Matthew was not particularly happy with how it was mixed and mastered, so this is a more recent reissue, and I enjoyed it a lot. I've been listening to it a lot, so I figured, hey, why not? And then I got McCraven's newest release, In These Times. I've been really enjoying this one. I had debated picking it up on vinyl, but I chose to go with CD just because it was cheaper, and I think the sound quality will be excellent. But this label, International Anthem, I'm realizing is putting out a lot of great music. I got Jeremiah Chu and Marta Sophia Honer's newest record, and the vinyl packaging was excellent. And this one looked just as good on vinyl. I kind of wish I had splurged for it, but I think between the fidelity and just cool packaging this, I won't regret it. And it's a really cool album. It's going to be one of my favorites of the year. So pumped about that. So I kind of been out and about all day, and then I shot a YouTube video earlier. I'm just kind of tired. I can use a little break. So I think I'm just going to chill out and listen to some music. And then I have to do some editing later as well. So kind of just going to chill for the time being. All right, I'm listening to this now, and I don't have any regrets. This sounds fantastic. I am gonna get destroyed by the vinyl community here, but I just prefer the sound of CDs. I prefer the digital. I don't know. I love all formats. I collect vinyl, as you know, and I collect cassette tapes, and I think they all, they all have a place in my heart. But from a pure fidelity standpoint, I love digital recordings and CDs, and I get CDs because I love to have a tangible product. But the only thing, like, vinyl packaging is just so good. That's why I love it. There's the record art is huge. There's cool inserts at times, and the color pressings can be really cool. So there's pros and cons to both, and I don't mean to start a war here because I like everything, but from a pure sound standpoint, I just enjoy CDs so much. I love the sound of the recordings, and with vinyl, like, I know people will argue that, there's a warmth to it, and it sounds great in its own right, but to me, not having that surface noise and the inner groove distortion, CDs just sound so good. So that's where I'm at. I mean, obviously it depends on how it was mastered. If there's a lackluster master of a CD, it's not going to sound great, and the vinyl could be superior. So, there's a bunch of different factors. But overall, I'm loving that I got back into CDs. Hey friends, so it's now Sunday, November 6th, so it was daylight savings time, so I got an extra hour, which was awesome. I don't know, is this the last one? I don't know where we landed with that, but I like it when you go back and get an hour, so that was great. Last night, I finished up some editing on my October record haul video, which is up by the time this video is posted. And I just kind of relaxed, listened to some music, and watched some television. So that was good. This morning, I think I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. Not the same place as yesterday. This is a new shop that just opened up, and it's walking distance from my apartment. So it's it's 69 degrees out. I don't even know what to do with that. I can't fathom walking out of my apartment in November with a t-shirt on, so I'm gonna wear this flannel, but I don't know, I'm probably gonna be really hot. Trying to think about what I'm gonna queue up for music on the walk over. Probably some Elliott Smith. I think I'm feeling some Elliott Smith today, and Elliott Smith is never a bad choice for the fall. Dolly? There's also one of those little free libraries on the walk over where those little lock boxes on the street where you take a book, give a book, that sort of thing. And my shelves are getting kind of packed, so I'm looking to unhaul some books. So I'm gonna get rid of, this is a couple of books by Jonathan Tropper, and this is Where I Leave You, and How to Talk to a Widower. One of these was, I believe, made into a movie with Tina Fey and Jason Bateman, if I'm getting that correct. But these were fine. I mean, nothing against them. They were breezy books to read, but I don't know, I don't see myself ever reading them again. So they're just gonna go to a happy home, hopefully. And then we have, this might ruffle some feathers, but this is 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I just could not get into this. I know it's considered a literary classic. I found it just very hard to follow because a lot of the characters have very similar names, and for me, it's tough to make a legend or a tree, a family tree, and try to follow that. So I had trouble with this one. I know, I respect the writing, but I just couldn't get into it. And my partner has a copy anyway, so it's not like, we won't have a copy in the house. So I'm gifting this to someone else who might appreciate it. And this is The Night Circus by Aaron Morgenstern. I heard great things about this. The only reason I am giving this away too is because my fiance has a copy. So maybe one day I'll read this because I heard that they're a very great writer, and I know this got a lot of buzz when it came out, and some of their books since have as well. So, just want to give it to someone that can use it. This is Thomas Mann, The Magic Mountain. I had gotten this about over a decade ago now because I read Thomas Mann was referenced in a Murakami album. And I don't know, maybe I would like it better now that I'm a little older, but I couldn't get into it at the time. And let's see here. It's almost 700 pages. So I'm sure someone else will just appreciate it more than me. But yeah, Thomas Mann, The Magic Mountain. And then we got Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. All right, drink review coming in hot. I got a s'mores latte, which was really good. It had whipped cream on it and then a little graham cracker sprinkle on the top with a little dash of whipped cream. Delicious. I don't know if I can compare it to the sweet potato one from yesterday. That was pretty good. They were both great in different ways. So very good coffee weekend. As you could see, it was too hot for that flannel, so now I'm sort of Hey Arnolding it. So I wasn't planning on taking a book from the little free library, but I kind of had to out of necessity in order to fit all of my books in there. And I copped this one, Beloved, by Toni Morrison. I read The Bluest Eye this year. I think that was what it was called. And I really enjoyed it, and I know this is like critically acclaimed. So I'm looking forward to digging into this one. So good pickup. I had to get out of those clothes because I had sweat way, not to be gross, I got way hotter than I thought I would in a half an hour journey. But here we are, so I put on something a little more comfortable. But I wanted to kind of talk about my next project for the weekend. I received a receiver secondhand. It's a Pioneer from the 70s, I believe, and it wasn't working properly. So I was trying to get it to work, and I'll show you why right now. So I have a nice setup here. You can see I have my turntable, tape deck, CD player, and there's my receiver at the bottom, and pretty decent speakers. I've looked them up and they don't get like rave reviews. They're, big. They have big woofers. They're from the 70s, I believe. They're Technics, which, they're not really known for their speakers, but they're decent. That's probably going to be my next upgrade. But the problem here is that I live in a two-family apartment, and I try to only really use the speakers when my neighbors are out because it could probably be really annoying for them. So I have to plug into the receiver here. I plug in my headphones when I'm spinning vinyl or CDs, and then annoyance with that is the couch is all the way over here. So I just have this really long cable going from here to here, and it's just not ideal. So I was hoping to kind of have another receiver that I could put in another room with that's, kind of on a end table or something like that, that I could just plug in and listen to via headphones. Hi. So here's the receiver. It's a Pioneer SX434. And like I said, I believe it's from the 70s. It just looks really cool. The problem was, so I turned it on and it works. And it's got I love the display. I love like this blue light display. I love all the Marantz that look, a little better than this, but just beautiful stuff. So it turns on and it worked, but one of the channels, either the left or the right, wasn't producing any sound. And then when I would turn the volume knob, I'd get a loud crackly noise. So I took it apart and I sprayed it with deoxit, I sprayed all the pots, which is supposed to help kind of, I don't know, break down any wear or accumulation, or I don't know exactly what it does, but it's supposed to help from what I've read on different audiophile forums. So I did that, I took it apart, and then when I got home, I turned it on, I hooked it up to my CD player, and it just wasn't producing any noise at all, any sound at all. So I'm hoping when I took it apart, I'm hoping I didn't accidentally disconnect something, because that means it probably involved soldering, and that is not really in my wheelhouse, and I don't have any of the equipment. So we'll see what happens. I also unfortunately broke there's a tuner, you can't really see it. I snapped you can see it moving there. I snapped it off and had to super glue it. So like it used to light up, and doesn't do that anymore, unfortunately. But I'm not gonna use this for the radio anyway, so that's not too big of a deal, but just kind of a bummer. So I just hooked it up to my CD player to give it a try, the whole wait a week and see if it magically works again routine. But alas, it does not. I just wanted to say, I don't remember if I said this before, but this isn't too powerful. It's about 20 watts per channel. So, it's not a very powerful stereo receiver, but for my purposes, or just headphone listening, I think it should do the job. Hopefully we can get it going. I gotta be straight up with you. I have no idea what I'm doing. I was just kind of looking for any loose connections, maybe with these wires, to see if anything got disconnected. There's nothing that I could see. Honestly, the first time I took it apart, the only thing I did differently from this point on is take off this headpiece here and pull out this a little bit so I could get down and squirt the deoxit into the pots. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Kind of a bummer. But I do have another receiver. It's like a 90s Kenwood, which will do the job. It just doesn't look as cool, and it doesn't have the bass treble knobs. I mean, it has like bass boost features, but I like to be able to turn the knobs and adjust to my liking. So it's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. If anyone has any ideas, or if you see anything, that looks suspicious, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I got nothing. So thanks for hanging out with me. My partner is on her way home, probably about an hour and a half drive, or I think just a little, an hour change. But I'm gonna do some boring Sunday stuff like laundry and all that. I think I'm gonna throw on this Mariah album I just got, because it's kind of calling to me, and I want to hear some emotions and dance around. I wish I could, show you how it sounds, but, copyright issues, can't do that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in more videos like this is my first vlog style video, and I've always loved Like, I watch a lot of BookTube, which is people on YouTube that talk about books they're reading and books that they'd recommend. And in a lot of those channels, they do some of these vlogs where you just kind of go throughout their day, and I've always found them so relaxing. And I know, similar to BookTube, you know, there's the VC, the vinyl community, but I don't really see a lot of videos like that. Maybe I'm just missing them, but I thought it would be a cool thing to try out. I think BookTube has the right idea, and I always just, I appreciate a nice relaxing video. A lot of times, to be honest, I just put them on when we're going to sleep, and they kind of just lull us to sleep. So I'm just opening Mariah now. Nothing crazy about this, just standard black vinyl, and then no insert, just kind of a bummer, no insert. I wish there was a little more. But a picture here of Mariah performing on Unplugged, and some just credits from the, you know, songwriting personnel, stuff like that. I hope you're having a nice day wherever you are. You know, I hope you're listening to some good music, reading some good books, enjoying some good company. Thanks, everyone. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, and take care.